So one of the episodes that I also would love to talk about was Snatch Game because it's an iconic challenge, and you were Karen Huger, I believe is the name
Yeah,
from the Real Housewives of Potomac, I think it is.
correct. Yeah.
And one of the parts of the episode that I would love to ask you about, and actually one of the subscribers brought this up as well. So there was obviously there's always the infamous moments on Snatch Game where you do the walkthrough with Rue, and Rue always tries to get people to change who they're going to do, and all that sort of thing. That's a common thing. But there was this
Mhm.
moment where there was almost like a stare down moment between you and RuPaul, almost a bit like when Pearl on season 7, like, is there something on my face?
I don't, you're being very reserved right now. For Snatch Game, you have to come out.
So people were
Mm.
wondering, was that edited to look that way, or was there actually a real intense stare down?
Um, I think to everyone else but me in the room, it felt like a um Pearl moment. But for me, I am a young black man under all of this, and I personally was raised when somebody is speaking to you, especially an elder, you listen and look them in the eyes. And my resting listening face is this. You can ask any of my friends, my boyfriend, this is my resting. This if I'm listening, hmm this is my face. There's no like smile animation because all my power is going to right here. Um, so I think for someone who doesn't really know me, just met me, me looking at them like that is could come off disrespectful when in reality I never meant it like that. It was me listening, and then she had asked me something, and I generally didn't know the answer, didn't know how to respond. So I'm just like, I, I don't know. And when you tell me that you don't really know the housewives like that, well, I don't know what to say to that. So it really wasn't meant to be like a disrespectful moment. And I love the additional airtime that I got in the Wow Presents Plus was me seemingly disrespecting RuPaul. But yeah, that was really not a Pearl moment. And I don't think I would have ever had a Pearl moment with RuPaul. I genuinely respect RuPaul. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna blame it on the edit. I'm the one who did it, but I'm blaming it on the edit for
Well,
sure.
it's true because I guess they put the shady music and like the dun 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 music in the background. So obviously,
Mm,
they put like the shady sound effects. So I'm sure it probably on camera it looks a lot more awkward than maybe it was in the room. But they did have that
yeah.
confessional. I think it was Selena who was like, Robin's giving her
Oh yeah,
nothing.
but that's what I mean again to and I just met Selena. I didn't know Selena before that. To someone who doesn't know me, who's not familiar with my ways, of course it's going to look like that. And even in editing, I don't think they tried to make it look shadier than it was. But they don't know me like that either. So they don't know all of my isms. To them, it was 100% genuinely probably a Pearl moment.
It definitely gave you some airtime, but I guess it brought up a question. I think it's quite a big thing that a lot of people would brought up. So I guess now is probably like a good time to talk because it fits in. So I mentioned this in the kind of the beginning of the interview was one of the things I think people remember you most for is the fact that you weren't shown on camera very much and your edit was like not very
Lovely.
basically very good, which I'm sure
Wonderful.
you're aware of.
Somebody on Reddit said it was a purple edit or something like that, which I think is like a reference to another reality show or something. I don't know, but I've seen all the things. I've seen the Who is Robin Fierce. I've seen the but I with that I also have seen the We want to see more of you. We want you on All Star and all of that fun stuff. So with the good and the bad of it, it's nice that there are people that want to see more of me. But I think also, which I think I've said it before, I think it was to my detriment that I knew so many people going into Drag Race because um, I would mostly, especially on camera, I would mostly be talking to the people that I already knew. So it wasn't like they were getting anything super special, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I gave them nothing. I just probably didn't give them enough. And there were many big personalities. If I did ever go out, if they ever asked me, and if I was in a place where I wanted to say yes, I probably would speak up a little bit more now that I know the job. But yeah, I think it was to my detriment that I knew people there because I really kind of just stuck with them. And when I did speak to other people, like me and what you didn't see on the show is me and Anitra were close on the show. Me and Aura were getting close on the show towards the end. And I think me and Malaysia were getting close, but all of those conversations happened like off camera.
For you, do you regret not being bigger, or are you happy that you sort of stayed true to who you actually are? Or was it not who you are? Do you
I,
think you were too
First and
reserved?
foremost, I'm never going to apologize, regret, being who I am. Every day, Robin, if it doesn't have to do with me, if it doesn't have to do with my check, if it doesn't have to do, if I am not in the drama for the most part, I'm not gonna be in it. That's every day, Robin. If you don't poke me, I'm not going to poke you most of the time. If we're friends, that's a different story. Great. If it's like an untucked moment and we had a few cocktails, that's a different story. Great. But it wasn't great for reality TV at the time. I can see that. And I think Mono from the Drag Her podcast was like, Robin is just too sane for reality TV.